So, 7 दिन मोहब्बत दिन हो सकती है नहीं हो सकती?
हाँ हो सकती है.
हो सकती है. कभी हुई है?
शायद.
अच्छा, मुझे तो नहीं.
तुम्हें नहीं हुई?
नहीं 7 दिन.
हाँ 7 दिन में ना हो, महीने में हो जाए बस.
हाँ महीने में तो 100 दफा होती है. So the first thing we're going to do is that I love playing this game and it's a lot of fun. Okay. So we're going to do, it's called 2 truths, 1 lie. So how 2 truths, 1 lie works is that I'm going to be giving out 3 statements. 2 of them are true, 1 is a lie. And Mira will have to pick out which one about me is a lie. Okay. And the same I'll be doing with you. And you will be doing the same with me.
Got it.
So we're going to play 2 rounds. So obviously it's my show and like, you know, I am like so cool. So I'm going to go first.
Do it.
Like we don't leave it. Letting our guests go first. So I once hired an accent coach. I walked a block with Matt Bomber in New York.
Right.
And I got straight A's in my A-levels.
Obvious red flag. The lie is that you hired an accent coach. And then the other 2 are the truths, that you walked with that dude and that you got straight A's. Those are the truths.
Those are the truths?
Yeah.
I actually did hire an accent coach for a play in college.
Wow.
And I actually didn't get straight A's in my own A-levels. I think I got...
That I was a little
I think I got 3 B's or something like that.
That I was like, wow, Momina, that's amazing. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I once did 192 squats in 2 minutes.
Okay.
I once asked Matthew Perry for a selfie in New York and he was not happy and was very rude to me. I can speak fluent Spanish.
Spanish, I want to say, because I know you speak fluent Punjabi and I know you speak fluent Urdu. I think Spanish fluency. You probably speak Spanish, but I don't think you're fluent in Spanish.
Okay. So that's the...
Yeah,
yes, you're right.
Right?
Yes, and Matthew Perry was very...
But I speak a little Spanish myself.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't actually speak Spanish at all. I speak French.
Mi español es muy terrible.
Très bien, I guess.
Bueno. My second one.
Okay.
I once set the fire alarm off at 2 in the morning while making popcorn.
Okay.
I have interviewed Om Puri. And I prefer to cut my own nails.
But you prefer to cut your own nails? That is a lie. That is a lie.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a lie.
शुक्र है कुछ तो पता है तुम्हारे बारे में.
Perfectly manicured nails. You think
that. There we go.
Okay, now it's time for your second one.
Okay, so 2 truths and a lie. So, number 1, I've never cried on set. Number 2, I made Thai green curry for my mother's birthday. And number 3, my male co-star once told me to suck in my stomach while I was wearing a crop top.
You work in Pakistani TV, so obviously सारी औरतें रोती रहती हैं बस. So रोया तो I'm sure you have on set. I think you didn't make Thai curry for your mom.
Why would you think so?
Because I don't know. Actually, no. I changed my answer. You have a perfect body. If anybody has told you to suck your stomach, you should probably like go and jump out of this window.
So that's actually true. And then you were right. I did not indeed make Thai green curry for my mother. एक दिन अम्मी बना दूँगी आपके लिए.
What's the biggest misconception that people have about you?
There are several probably. I'll have to think about them. I think one is that I get asked this a lot, and so it's probably on everyone's mind. One is that because, as you also said in your introduction, I worked at the Wall Street Journal, I went to Oxford and Wellesley. People think that if you're educated, you can't be frivolous or have fun. Yeah, there's just this sense that आप serious हैं, और serious तो हो भी सकते हैं, लेकिन आपकी दूसरी side भी तो होती है ना.
What's the most interesting aspect about your role that attracted you the most to in Saat Din Mohabbat?
That's a very good question. I loved the fact you said early on today that I speek fluent Punjabi, but I had to speak a very different kind of Punjabi for this role.
What kind of Punjabi?
Well, I had to be an immigrant British girl. So उनकी एक बड़ी particular Punjabi होती है, you know. You know, like Mummy, Daddy, what you doing? What you doing? Where you going? And no, he's ugly. He's ugly.
Like Kasmala.
There you go. That, as opposed to हम साड़ी जेडी इस तरह दी होती है, बड़ी सीधी सादी होती है. वो नहीं सी, थोड़ी मुख्तलिफ सी. And then I also had to do a British accent, which was kind of not quite Bradford, Pakistan, but I had to mainstream it a little bit. So I love that and the comedy aspect of it.
Yeah, and it's the first romantic comedy film that's been made, right? In Pakistan, like, it's the first one that's even being put out there. Ki, oh, it's a romantic comedy. Like, you know, like either romantic films are coming out, or they're like dramas or thrillers or an action film. But romantic comedy, like being even portrayed, it's the first one.
Probably, and Saat Din Mohabbat is very nostalgic also because there's a jinn in it.
Yeah.
There are 3 girls.
What I'm scared about in this in the entire film is that I feel that like, the gin part is going to look a little gimmicky just because of the graphics, just because the technology
so
that we
let me
have.
tell you, actually, the graphics are pretty incredible.
Okay.
From what glimpses I've seen and from what I've heard.
Okay.
और movie हमारी भागती है तो आपने देखनी है साथ दिन मोहब्बतें.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to watch it. I'll be there.
Okay.
I'm going actually as Shariat on his date.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I asked him to. I asked him out. I was like, chalo.
So now he'll have three women.
Yeah, 4 women.
That's right. Yeah.
What was your most cherishable moment during filming Saath Din Mohabbatein?
I have a favorite moment, which is when Sherry and I, towards the end of the film, go to a hotel where he's taking me, but it's a comedy of errors. So you never really know the intentionality of the characters as things are going along. And he takes me to the hotel and we go to the sort of front desk, and there I introduce myself and him as a kind of Mr. and Mrs. And it's hilarious because there's a lot of kind of situational comedy in that. That was my favorite moment.
Okay.
Because it's light and it's like Sherry doesn't know what's going on and the audience doesn't know what's going on, but I do. My character does.
Okay.
And so you'll see it and then you will remember that that's my favorite moment.
I know. What's the one thing that you can't do when it comes to acting?
That I can't do?
You don't want to do?
I can't shed tears on demand. That's often very hard for me. So there are almost all our serious drama actresses can shed tears at the drop of a hat. For me, I need to go into a particular space. I don't like putting glycerine in my eyes because it's bad for you. Although jab nahi aate, so then I have to kind of force them out. But this has been a challenge for me, and actually, should
I give you a tip for this? I actually learned this in college.
Yeah.
If you actually have to go into that moment, right? And you're not feeling the moment, like, and a lot of times you don't. You just stare, keep your eyes steady, and you just stare at a spot, right? And your eyes will immediately glaze up.
Interesting.
They'll glaze up immediately. So you'll get that look, the bha rona, but you will get that. You will get the flushness in your face, and you'll get like your eyes will glaze up.
Well, I'll try it.
One thing you would tell your high school self?
Be more patient, for one, because life has different things not in store for you. I don't really believe in fate, but kind of life, you do what you do at a certain moment because that's when you're ready for it. So that, but at the same time, I would tell myself to be a little more proactive. I do my work, but I don't really push myself as much as in this industry. You really have to be, like, for lack of a better word, aggressive, actually. And I think I have suffered on account of kind of being a little timid about what I want. And so I tell not my high school self that, but I tell early actress Mira that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite romantic comedy film of all times?
I don't think it's a romantic comedy, but I love Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
it's not a comedy, but it's just such a beautiful film.
It is a beautiful film.
It's a genuinely romantic drama.
Yeah.
And when I was a teenager, I loved My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I really loved it.
I loved it. It was I think it still is one of my most favorite films.
Absolutely. I'm not the kind of person who watches a film 10 times. I'll at best watch something 3 times and I'll be done with it. I mean, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge मैंने 3 दफा देखी है और काफी थी मेरे लिए, and I love that film.
Yeah.
Or My Best Friend's Wedding.
But yeah.
अच्छा, so no, I'm done sort of talking about myself. Let me ask you a few questions.
Sure. Wow. मेरा शो है, मेरा शो आप ही ले रही हैं.
क्यों नहीं?
फिल्म आपकी आई, शो तो रहने दे मेरे पास.
तो मैं तो पूरे इंटरव्यू सर्किट पे जाने वाली हूँ तुम्हारे बारे में.
हाँ. चलो पूछिए.
Do you like the Lahore social scene?
Of course I do. Okay. I enjoy it in small bits and pieces, but I enjoy people. Like I'm the type of person I relax with friends. So I have different types of friends and different social circles that I kind of, depending on my mood. But I'm not the type of person who will sit at home and be like, okay, now I'm relaxed. Or like,
I guess I meant the larger social scene, the kind of the...
It's toxic. It can get toxic. You need to be very careful. And I think and I'm a very open person. Yeah. Like generally my personality is very open. So in that manner, I feel like I've suffered being very honest about who I am and what I am and what I stand for.
Cool. You went to F&M, Franklin and Marshall, which is did I get that right?
Yeah.
A college in the US. What was your biggest takeaway from there?
That
from a liberal arts education, I guess, is my question.
It's like you can pretty much do anything with your college degree. I think that the best thing that it taught me was that take whatever life gives you, because it will give you something amazing and you have to make it work.
And you have to make it work and you have to grab
things when they come.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of getting at earlier. It's very important.
It's very important.
Yeah. So you left fashion journalism. I mean, you haven't quite left it because this is just another medium for the same thing. But you think that we live in a visual age? Do you think writing is becoming a little redundant?
Sadly, it is, even though I love writing.
Oh, that's so depressing.
I love writing. I love writing, and I like really enjoyed writing.